What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about when to cut your losses when trading. Now this can happen quite a lot of the time when you're trading. Maybe you get into a trade, whether that be a day trade or a swing trade or even just a long-term trade, and it's actually not working out as it was planned. What do you do? Do you hold on to this coin that in your eyes is dying and is just losing you money? Do you try and sell it and then trade and make some money back, or do you just wait for it to increase in price and then go ahead and sell it what you bought it for? What do you do? There's so many different options that you can consider, and I'm going to be running through some of those options in today's video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I drop new cryptocurrency videos about trading and ICOs and all different things, tips and tricks, pretty much every day when I'm on schedule. If not, then a good few a week. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, and make sure to drop a like on today's video. So let's take a quick look at the markets as always before we get into today's video, and then we'll get into the juicy stuff. So basically we're having a look at the market right now, and it's really not too great. I mean, the BTC dominance is still around 55% as we saw in the past few days. The volume is low. The market cap is still hovering just above 200, which is nice to see. I really hope it doesn't drop below 200. Otherwise, that wouldn't be too great to see. BTC, again, around 6,500. That's a well-known level we've been seeing for quite some time now, and it keeps going back to that level as well. So it is definitely a very a key support area. Ethereum, it dropped a little bit from 230 yesterday down to 217. If you did pick any Ethereum up at around 230, 235, it's not going to be a bad overall buy for the short to medium term or long term, without a doubt. These prices we're seeing now are pretty good. When we go on the 7-day prices, a lot of the coins and tokens are in fact well into the red. Previously on the 7-day they were all in the green, which is really nice to see. A little bit bullish. Now we're looking a bit bearish, and it's definitely not great news. Nevertheless, when we're seeing stuff like 23% down, 20%, 25% down on the 7-day, it definitely gives us an opportunity to go ahead and add to our portfolio if that's something that we're wanting to do. So the market overall isn't looking too great. There's definitely some buying opportunities out there with fiat, but if you did purchase in the last day or two thinking it was a great bargain, now you're down another 5-10% on your investment or your initial purchase, this video is definitely going to be helpful for you. Even if you didn't recently buy, if you bought back in January when BTC was 20,000, although I'm not a miracle worker, I can definitely try and help you out with that, that's for sure. So before we do in fact get into today's video, I wanted to let you know, as always, linked down in the description is the Bitcoin Blueprint, which is my course. It basically runs you through A to Z on making an income with cryptocurrency, from the fundamentals of trading, ICOs, mining, how to make your own YouTube channel and everything like that, and also the fundamentals and the background and everything, all the knowledge you need to build upon about Bitcoin and blockchain, how it all started to go ahead and make profit with trading in the future. Not only that, but it comes with a lifetime subscription to the trade calls as well, which are $49 a month. Enough of the shameless plugs. Those links will be down in the description, guys, if you did want to go ahead and help out the channel. So I wanted to go ahead and take a look at something like EOS. EOS is a pretty, in my opinion, hyped. It's pretty hyped. It did previously, was really interested in it. Now it's kind of fading off. A lot of people are kind of drawing attention into other different things. I am still holding EOS, not as large of a position as I previously was, but I am still holding some EOS. So don't think that I'm just picking on EOS. Mainly I chose EOS because it had it's pretty much got two large peaks with price action, and it's just an overall a good chart to look at with a lot of price action on it for this video. So maybe you went ahead and bought EOS up at like $20, $21, something like this. Now, first of all, I'm going to start the section by saying if something is on a massive high and pumping up, it's never usually good to buy something when it's doing that. It's really easy to say this, but usually what you want to do is buy low, sell high. It sounds so obvious, buy low, sell high, but people just don't do it. I don't know exactly why. I personally, I don't buy anything unless it's in the red. That's just one of the principles I have. I don't want to be lured into the hype, or, oh my God, it's pumping, Bitcoin's going to 20K, let's buy everything. I don't jump into stuff like that, because that's really when you can start losing a lot of money. And that's when this kind of stuff can start to get dangerous. It's almost like, it's not like gambling, but it's like a rush of emotions trying to make some money. And that's really when you start to lose the most money. So definitely be careful for that. That is a big factor when it comes into cryptocurrency, as a lot of people are chasing the next best gains, which isn't always the best thing to do. But let's say you bought EOS at $21, $20, something like that, and you're currently sitting on it right now, and we're currently, you're at like a 75% loss. So let's say you bought $1,000 worth of EOS, it's now worth about $250, give or take. It's definitely not the best situation to be sitting in, granted, but what realistically could you be doing if you were in this situation? Well, there are a few things you could do. You could just go ahead and sell it, get your $250 back, and cut your losses, take that $250 and try and trade with it, or put it into another coin or token, and hopefully you can get a little bit more back that way. That will be one opportunity. It's maybe not the best opportunity to do, because when you cut your losses right there and then, that's when you actually lose the money. If you don't in fact sell it, technically you don't lose any money. That's pretty technically, but you have still kind of lost the money. But if you understand what I'm saying, if you don't actually sell it, you haven't lost the money. So yeah, that's one thing you could do. Personally, what I would do is I would wait for the price to in fact increase a little bit. Now, we are in a bit of a bear market right now, so the price may not be increasing. But I definitely wouldn't be selling when we're at like $5, that's for sure. We have had these run-ups here where we went down to $10, then we came back up to around 15. If I wanted to get rid of a coin or token that I was holding, I would be waiting for one of these small run-ups. We can see here, like, back in, when was this, 21st of May, it went up around 30-40% within the space of 17 days. 2.5 weeks it went up over 40% pretty much. So this is when I would be going ahead and trying to get rid of my coin or token that I was holding that maybe I don't want to hold, or maybe I got into a swing trade and just went horribly wrong. That would be the best opportunity to go ahead and get rid of that. Another thing you can check is definitely check out the overall trend, whether that's using the moving average or just going on the one-day chart and zooming out and actually having a look. Okay, are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend? Quite clearly here we can see that with the white line I've drawn, we are in a downtrend. Of course, the market is a little bit bearish at the moment. Well, a little bit. I'll leave you to decipher that one yourself. We are in a little bit of a bear market. So obviously we are going to be on a downtrend, and this all-time highs here of like $22. I mean, when you go ahead and take $22 and the amount of EOS that's out there, and take the valuation that they've actually got, it's pretty phenomenal when they don't actually have like any major establishment behind them, if you understand what I'm saying. So when it was at that price, it was kind of it most definitely was overpriced, and it's just not sustainable for it to be at a price like that. So we can see that there was an overall downtrend, and there are some really important levels you need to be looking for, not just on EOS but on other coins and tokens as well. You need to go ahead and find the resistance, the support on the resistance levels to best help you identify when you should be buying or when you should be selling. This is a really good, simple tactic that you can use when you're trading, whether you just want to buy something to hold for long term, or if you wanted to go ahead and make a swing trade over a couple of weeks or a month or something like this. So we can see here previously there was a big level of support at around $4.45, $4.50. Now I'm doing this in US dollars. I could do it in Bitcoin, but I'm not really trading right now, so it's just easier for the purpose of the video to do it in US dollars, because not everyone's familiar with Bitcoin and Satoshis. So we can see here there was a pretty sharp sell-off here. We can see, and we can see the price went down from around $7-8 down to around $4.50, and it was a 45% decrease in around 18 days. So we can see here that is a pretty solid support level. I mean, to withstand all this large sell-off here and then to bounce back up from it, we can identify that this is a pretty strong support level for EOS, down at around $4.45, $4.50, give or take. So when we're coming to look at that level here, we can see again, it came down to $4.50, $4.55, and it bounced off it again. Now the bounce wasn't as significant as here, which kind of initiated the complete bullish tendency of the US back then, but it definitely shows some significance here, this level at 445, 450. So when we're looking to, in fact, go ahead and buy something like that, or even sell something like EOS, you really want to be identifying these support and resistance levels. We can see here also there was quite a large level of resistance. Let me just go and draw this on. There was actually quite a large level of resistance here at around $8.90, so just below $9. So in between these two lines, we've got pretty strong support and resistance. So reasonably, of course you can't guarantee anything like this, but if we were going to go ahead and take an educated guess on something like this, we can say that until the market really improves, or unless it gets really bad, we take a step down even further to like $3, $4 area, which would be the next level, we can kind of assume that we're going to be bouncing between these two levels unless something major happens. There's a complete bleeding bloodbath of the market. Also, major news gets announced. That between these levels is safe-ish to assume. So we could go ahead and use this information to go ahead and make a swing trade, or we could wait for it to bounce back up to this level at around $8.50, $8.60, and then go ahead and sell EOS if we did buy it at this time right now. So these are just a few little tips that we can have when we're going ahead and looking at the different tactics and stuff to, in fact, go ahead and minimize your losses when you're trading. Not only minimize your losses when you're trading, but actually knowing when to sell. If you know the right support and the resistance levels, it's not too difficult to actually know when the best time to sell is and cut your losses. For example, now if I bought EOS here at around 650, where would I be looking for? Well, if I was looking for the best level, I would probably wait for it to bounce off this 450 mark. If it doesn't go ahead and bounce off that 450 mark, I would actually just go ahead and sell it. That's mainly because depending on how much you have invested in that trade, you've kind of got to assess an opportunity cost. Say if you've I don't want to say only got like $100 in there, because each person's situation is different. But let's say this trade, you've got $10,000 in it, and that's your whole portfolio you've put into this one trade. You've got to think, if this keeps going down, what about the opportunity cost of other coins and tokens that are in fact going up in price? There is a major opportunity cost when it comes to trading, and you've got to kind of identify that fine level of, okay, yes, I'm at like a 6-7% loss, but there are so many more opportunities out there. I just want to sell this, get rid of it. Market offers a bad trade and move on. And sometimes that's just what you have to do with trading. So I hope this video has been helpful, guys. Definitely go ahead and help support the channel with the Bitcoin Blueprint. You can learn way more tactics and kind of information about indicators in the Bitcoin Blueprint, and that is also being updated as well as we speak. I'm going to have full tutorials on stuff like 3 commas and everything like that in there, as well as more trading tutorials, as well as the trade calls. Check the links out down in the description. Definitely help support out the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks.